What's going on, everybody? And welcome back to a brand new episode of Maximus the Fourth. In today's video, what I have to present to you guys today is a classic Crystal Pepsi from 1992 on your guys' left. And on your guys' right, in my other hand, I have a modern day Crystal Pepsi from 2018. The title of today's video is going to be, does a 1992 Crystal Pepsi actually taste different than a modern day Crystal Pepsi? And because I've had so many people up to this point tell me that I remind them of the LA Beast, and even haters telling me that I'm trying too hard to be the LA Beast, and because I am the wannabe LA Beast, I'm going to open up both this 1992 bottle of Crystal Pepsi and the modern day one, and let you guys know exactly what I think, and indeed confirm if an original Crystal Pepsi actually does taste different and have different ingredients than a 2018 Crystal Pepsi. So without further ado, let's get right into this and see what happens. Here we go. Before I start taste testing, I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of a history lesson on Crystal Pepsi. So basically what you guys need to know is back in 1992, Crystal Pepsi was released for the very first time. And I believe PepsiCo released Crystal Pepsi because they were trying to compete with Coca-Cola's variant of Vanilla Coke. It was then discontinued 1 year later, maybe 1.5 years later, close to 2 years later, in 1993. And then Pepsi, they came out with a new soda called Pepsi from the makers of, Crystal from the makers of Pepsi. So on and so forth. Crystal Pepsi was released again in Spain for a short time, and then Germany for a short time. And then that was when the LA Beast had made a huge campaign. And then came back in 2015, and then I believe 2017, maybe even 16, and then 2018. This was the very last time the States saw Crystal Pepsi on the shelves. So now that I've given you guys the slight history lesson on the epic history of Crystal Pepsi, it is time to open these bottles once and for all. Here we go. Oh boy, it's got that good old rotten sugar smell just like all of them. How does this taste? Oh my gosh. Well, here we go. Bottoms up. That's actually not bad. Not bad at all. Just to fill you guys in on some facts, the classic Crystal Pepsi from 1992, which is in my hand, was caffeine free. And also, you might notice that some of the old bottles, they turned a different color. You notice that some of them turned a very dark color. Some of them even turned yellow. Some of them might have even turned a different color. The reason for that was because the original bottles of Crystal Pepsi, when they were making the ingredients, they had failed to make the right, proper ingredients to keep it at a see-through color. Thus, if these were stored in the incorrect place, especially getting hit by sunlight, it would change the color. And I actually learned that from Mr. DJ Glowing Ice. But when they changed the formula and the ingredients to try to protect the clear color, they still failed. And that's why some of the newer ones, not much newer, but some of them were yellow instead of just brown or almost black. And then eventually they did figure out the formula to get the correct ingredients to where the color would not change no matter what. So that's why there are different old bottles of Crystal Pepsi that turned different colors. That definitely has a very aged taste, no doubt about it. But it's actually not that bad. Let's open up this 2018 bottle of Crystal Pepsi. Now the difference between the 2018 one is this one in my hand actually did have caffeine in it. Oh my goodness. That modern day bottle is so sweet. It's been forever since I've tried a modern day Crystal Pepsi. And I actually... Anyways. Alright, well, bottoms up. For all of you classic Crystal Pepsi fans out there, I will not disappoint you by wasting a single drop. Ooh. Not bad. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Okay, guys, I think I have this figured out. So the old Crystal Pepsi, you can definitely taste that there's more of a flatness because the caffeine is not in there. It just doesn't have that kick like a modern day Crystal Pepsi does. It's also not even close to as sweet as a modern day Crystal Pepsi, but that could be because this one is aged. After all, this bottle of Crystal Pepsi is like 31 years old. And 30 years old at the least. As opposed to this Crystal Pepsi, it's more new and improved. It has the caffeine in it, and it's only 5 years old. It tastes way better. Now, going all the way back, if this was a fresh bottle, would this taste better if it was fresh? I don't know. Because I've never tried one of these when they're fresh. There's no way I can up to this point. So with this old school bottle of Crystal Pepsi having no caffeine in it, or having no caffeine in it, and it being so much older, and because it did have different ingredients, does a 1992 Crystal Pepsi taste different than a modern day Crystal Pepsi? Yes, it absolutely does. And in my opinion, it is not even close to as good as a 2018 Crystal Pepsi. If anybody out there from Pepsi's watching, let's bring back the old ingredients of Crystal Pepsi. That way we can all do a taste test of a fresh bottle next to a modern day bottle. Alright guys, that's it. That was... Does Crystal Pepsi from 1992 taste different than a modern day Crystal Pepsi? Yes, it does. I thank you all for watching. Maximus the Fourth here signing out. I will see you guys next time.